So we've jumped through all of the hoops. We've got your dream home. What's the next step?
Yeah, so once we're under contract, Leo will send me over the purchase and sale contract. Basically what I do is I load all the numbers, all the figures, the close date, the purchase price into the loan application. I'll send the client what are called their loan disclosures, which will list, their interest rate, and that's the point where we can actually lock that interest rate is when we get a contract. So I can lock the interest rate, it'll have their monthly payment, the property taxes, all the closing figures. Once they sign those documents, I'll send the package over to my processor, who will then submit it into underwriting. Underwriting is kind of that second set of eyes. I do the approval. Underwriting will double check, the credit, income, and assets, and let us know, hey, we still need one more pay stub, or we need another bank statement. They'll give us that initial credit approval, and then I'll contact the client and say, hey, we need X, Y, and Z back. Once we get the appraisal and those final underwriting conditions back, we'll submit for final loan approval. Once that underwriter gives that final stamp of approval, we'll move on to closing and send documents over to the escrow company, and the client will meet the escrow officer there for their signing appointment. We'll both be there and make sure everything goes smoothly, and then we'll fund the loan.
So on a side note, would it actually be beneficial for someone to get fully underwritten? Is that possible prior to putting an offer in?
Yeah, I think it's a great competitive advantage. We do it all the time. We just send the file in as a TBD, to be determined, so we don't put a property address in there. I can submit that to my underwriting team, and they will look at the credit, income, and assets and make sure we have everything we need. They'll actually get an Umpqua Purchase Advantage certificate that will say that they've been fully underwritten, subject to an appraisal and going under contract.
And how much time does that typically save?
That saves a ton of time. Underwriting, it'll depend on kind of the season, but that saves the processing time and the underwriting time up front. All we need to do is order an appraisal and set to close.
At the end of the day, it's really important to have all these details covered, and it's important to have a professional on the other end that knows how to handle these in a timely fashion, right?
Yep.
And if you do want to get extra proactive, you can actually get your loan fully underwritten, and that could even make your offer stronger in a seller's market.